Hi. Okay. Hi, guys. This is my show, The Legend Talks, and I welcome you here today. And the best part of the show is like there is no limit. Anybody can come here, anybody can talk about themselves, their journey. It's like one of the most best things I think I have like started back in 2021. So, coming back to this topic, today I'm going to talk with Siddhi. We are going to tell you like how we know each other and everything, but I'll just give you some introduction about herself. Like she is so young and she's so talented. She has done a lot of things in her life and we are going to know about it today. And also she is going to tell how does she do these things, and she's into a lot of interest in her life. Let's know what is her future going to be, how is she doing things right now, and how is she adjusting with everything. So we are going to talk with Siddhi right now and I'm going to join her right away. Stay live, stay connected with us, guys, and let's know the
Hi.
Yeah,
Can you hear me, Siddhi?
I'm fine too.
Amazing. I am fine. How are you?
Yeah,
But I'm
it's no problem.
so sorry
Actually,
that I was
what
15
happened, I
minutes
took the
late.
extra time to
I'm
read
so
the new book
sorry.
that I started like right 15 minutes ago. It's the
Wow.
Game of Thrones and
Can you
it's the
tell me
book
about the book?
three. I finished the book two like today itself at I think 10:30 or something. I read 50 pages since morning and then I started this one.
My goodness. Oh, you're so awesome. You're such an inspiration already. Okay, so there are guests joining right now, and I'm sure that they're excited to know about you. So,
Okay,
can you
so
tell us
I'm
who is
Siddhi. I
Siddhi and
am
what's
12
her
years
story?
old. I live in Nagpur, and well, just basically, what you can describe of me is that I'm just a young reader. I have read over 70 books till date, and this one will be my 71st, I think. And my mission is to make the youth of India read. I have worked in two dramas till now and a short film named Kapra, and the director of this film also came to the Legit Talk show, is where I met you. And of course, and of course, I read very much, and my plan
Yes.
is to write a fiction book this summer. Ideas are flowing into the mind, but still. And I have my own YouTube channel called Siddhi Dongre's Creativity,
Yeah.
in which I post videos on like general knowledge and book reviews and just everything valuable that is worth knowing. And I can speak in three different accents like American, British, and Australian, and I'm learning the others. And well, I'm learning to speak in different languages. Like I'm learning Japanese while watching anime, which is my favorite too. And then um I speak a little bit of Spanish and
Wow.
German. I'm learning all those languages. And so that's my story.
Wow. I don't think so. That's a story. I could relate with like a person who can actually inspire a lot of people out there. And
12.
when I was like, how old are you right now? Oh my goodness. When I was 12, I had no idea about what all things you're talking right now. I was not interested into language. I was not interested into books. I had no knowledge about all of these things and how it has an impact and power in your life. So I would love to know about everything that you do, how you have started, how you have like doing it right now, and then how you have actually inspired others to do all of those things. So, as you have already
Yeah.
told, how do we know each other? That is through Pratik. And you connected with
Media.
with the show when I was talking to Vinila. She's an author, yes, and at the moment we had a good conversation, and I was so happy to see how you have got connected to me and my show.
No, it's my
And I am so
pleasure, of
grateful to have
course.
you. Thank you so much for
And
coming on my show.
how I started, and yeah, no worries, because when you were my age, I'm sure you must have had some other interest, because everyone has that special area where they're like good at doing something. Like I was, and now even I've picked the interest in
Yeah.
chess, because I have been selected for the regionals in Goa through my school. So I have taken an interest in chess too.
Wow.
Other
Oh, are there new interests
interests will
coming
be
this year?
coming soon. And now I'm in a drama, a Hindi drama that I will be going to the rehearsal, and it's in Nagpur itself.
Mhm. Wow, congratulations on everything. You are actually very productive this young. And I congratulate you on everything because you are not just doing those things for yourself, you're actually inspiring a lot of people. You have already inspired me.
Yeah,
When I had a talk with you in that, common talk with you, me, and Vanilla, I understood like we are far behind, but also we have a good strategy. We have different experiences. You
yeah,
have your own experience. And through that, we
of
are going to,
course.
move forward and have this youth come to understand, come to know the power of language, the power of accent, the power
Yeah.
of books, reading
Um,
books, and power of
and
obviously now
see,
chess.
my journey started in lockdown. Before lockdown, I was just a normal child, just like any other child, just going to school, coming back home, watching TV, doing homework, everything. I was just normal. But the lockdown came and it struck me so hard, and I was like, what do I do
Hmm.
now? And I was like, there was nothing to do in my house. So at first I was like,
Right.
I went to my brother and I said, do you want to play chess? And he was like, you will end up losing and you'll cry, I know. that that happened. But then of course playing chess also got boring, and then I started watching the English serials, which I didn't understand. My Sahil, my brother, watched those serials on the TV, like Comedy Central, the channel. And I was like, I don't understand, but I like this. And I started watching
Yeah.
the American accent
Yeah.
serials. And I started understanding a little bit of their words. I started
Wow.
mimicking them, and then my mom had this awesome idea. She was like, "Why don't you try talking like them?" For a whole day, I talked with my brother, just mimicking the accent that the
Wow.
Americans used in the Friends serial or the Big Bang Theory. And then on my birthday, it was still
Yeah.
lockdown, so my mom ordered a book online. It was Malgudi Days, and I just opened, and it
Mhm.
was really not. I
Okay.
didn't understand anything, and I was like, no, this is so boring. I don't. Why did you bring this to me here? Should have baked the cake, mom. No, but still, but I read the first chapter. Didn't understand a thing. I was like, why do you have to give a 70-year-old a different name like Septinin? And that was something, that was a word. And then my mom said, okay, let's put this book to reading later. And
Yeah.
then my brother suggested this book because he thought that I would like fiction. He said, why don't you try reading Harry Potter? I was like, okay, Harry Potter. Now, and the name seems funny,
Okay.
but still. Then my brother ordered the first book, the first book. And that was the first book that I read
Mhm.
interestingly and not forcefully. And that was when I was like, I love fiction. And then I
Wow.
read the half the series of Harry Potter, and then the lockdown was coming to an end, and when before lockdown, I think third was I was in third, and the results had come, and now I was waiting for the next session to like start. And then my mom said, wow, it's you have nothing to do, right? Let
Mhm.
us make a video on YouTube. I have to try. And then we created a channel in the middle of the afternoon, and I just started speaking in Hindi. That time before lockdown, I didn't know English and all. I was like in Hindi, made my own sapling garden in the first video. And then
Uh-huh.
I totally forgot about the channel. Totally
Wow.
forgot. Like I didn't know that my channel even existed. Just one
Hmm.
video posted. And then after years when the lockdown started, my
Oh,
mom was like,
yeah.
"What's this?" And she remembered like, "Oh, we had a channel, right? Let's try posting videos." And then I posted videos, some funny, like I was eating food at a restaurant, and then I was reading a book. I was talking in the American accent. I was telling people how to
Mhm.
pronounce and how to spell. And then I started a long word series, and then the journey like started.
Mhm.
At first I thought I was speaking American, but my brother said that no, that is not American accent that I know from the serials. You're just talking in British. I was like, no, I have total control of my tongue. And then I got to know that no,
Okay.
this was British. But then I slowly watched the serials again, and then I picked up on American accent.
Wow.
And that is when I saw my old videos and said, oh yeah, my brother was right. I had a
Oh.
British accent. And then I soon learned the Australian accent, and then just got to vibe with the languages and accents. And from there, all the journey began. And after lockdown, the school began, and the teachers were like, "Who are you? I don't remember seeing you like this before lockdown." And they were so amazed, very amazed. And the
Yeah.
primary teachers who were
Such a
with
good
me at
change,
first,
right?
they were like, "You weren't this talkative when we first met you. You were shy, right?" And that's when I started speaking in public, and then the teacher started recognizing me. I got recognition from the principal. Then I, in front of the people who came to inspect our school, I talked in their accent, and then the people in the meeting with the principals
Mhm.
recommended my name for,
Wow.
they said you could send this girl to do some things from her school, give speeches on behalf of her school. And that was when I was like, okay, so we are vibing. And then from then the school's journey began. And that and
Right.
just this year the session started in April,
Yeah.
and I picked up for chess because they said the trials are gonna be on Monday. And I was like, okay. And I suddenly got selected because I won against a regional player, the past regional player, for 2 times I won. And I got selected. In clusters, I came second from the Mumbai
Wow.
region, and they were like the principal took my name, and I was like, oh, okay, so I'm going to go. Just out of curiosity, I took it in, and it happened.
Wow.
So that was my journey since lockdown to like till date.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah,
I could understand this one thing. If you want to try something, just do it. You won't even know that it is going to be the
yeah,
best thing that you have done so far and how it is going to, affect your life. But I would just say one thing like, um, lockdown just
yeah,
happened. A lot of people were devastated because of deaths happening and everything else. But also the positive side
yeah.
was
We
we
got
be
to
able
learn new
to
things.
explore ourselves as you explored yourself. You didn't know that, yeah, you didn't know that you were introduced to this new Siddhi. She was never like this. She was this
Yeah,
one very charming, normal girl who used to go to school very nicely, come back home, do the homework, and now
yeah,
suddenly she's into a lot of things just because she tried it for first and then she kept going. So this is one of the great message, Siddhi, that if you want to try something, do it then and there itself. You might not know how it is going to turn out. So I just loved your journey so far. But one question arises
well,
like,
the
what do you
fields
really
have
want to
been
become
changing
when you
and
grow up?
changing since I was 4. Changing. At first, I was like, I want to tame
Yes.
horses. And my mom was like, that doesn't even make sense. You want to tame horses?
Okay.
Because we just got back from a vacation, and I was riding on a horse, and so I was like, yes, I will tame horses. But then as
Okay.
I grew older, some senses knocked into my brain, and then I was like, no, 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 that's not, nah, nah. And then I was like, I want to
Yeah.
become the president of India. And then I was like, no, that's political. I don't like
Okay.
politics. And then I was like, I want to become astrophysicist, that is astronaut. And then then after exploring the
Wow.
sites and knowing about
Okay.
astronauts, I got to know that being an astronaut meant to study a lot of maths and physics. So I was like, cancel this one, cancel this one.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
I settled on being a motivation
Oh,
speaker. And then I was like, but that's just a sideline career. What do I want
mm,
my mainstream to be? Then
okay.
my dad's a government worker. So I was
Mm,
like, why don't we just follow the traces of my father? And
okay.
then I was like, okay, law is final decided.
Yeah.
My brother is also doing law. He's in first
Okay.
year, and so I was like, okay, some two people to guide me, and my dad's
Mm-hmm.
all friends and everyone he knows judges and advocates, and I was like, okay, so this stream's easy for me. So so my goal is to go to the stream law, and the furthest I can see myself, like imagining myself, is being the Chief Justice of India.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do that. Be that very soon. We need you. Okay. So
Well,
what did
my
actually
dad
interests
was
you to
like
go into law?
in the law career. He is in the district court of Nagpur, and I and after the lockdown, just yeah, when the lockdown was
Mm-hmm.
about to end, on the Independence Day, my dad like showed the channel, my channel, to his judge, and the judge was like, okay, we can have her speak for us on Independence Day.
Okay.
So I spoke in the court, in the middle of the court, everyone sitting
Wow.
beside me is judge and the advocates are here, and they were like, okay, speak. So I spoke on Independence Day, and then they praised me so
Oh,
much. They
nice.
praised me so much, and the judge was like,
Wow.
he was like, you can try law because you have one heck of a way of speaking, so you can go into law. So I was like, okay, decided. And then my
Wow.
dad said, yeah, I can guide you just as I guided your brother. So my brother was like, you will just get
Mhm.
in my way. And I was like, yes, I will.
Mm. That is such a healthy thing, because there are people behind you supporting your decisions and everything else that you want to do.
Yeah,
Like it's not only about law, you are also interested in into other fields. You are also focusing on languages and accents. You're focusing on
yeah,
chess. You feel like law should be the actual career course for you, how it is going to make you grow in that field. But the thing is, again, it confuses me. How is it going to keep you that attentive
yeah.
towards law? Because you are more also interested into other stuff
See,
going on. How are you going to
my mom
handle when
used
this
to
thing
say that,
happens?
my mom says that at the first and the old times, it was like you had to have one thing special in you, and it would be fine. You will be settled and everything. But times have changed.
Yeah,
Everyone is a multitasker. Everyone has put their work in several fields, and everyone is like, you have to have some knowledge of every field. So my mom makes it like sure, and her work
yeah,
to make me know about every field. Like in Nagpur, there is plugging. They're walking, and you pick up plastic because it harms the environment. So I took their interview because my mom said that it is a good
yeah,
thing for the environment. My mom my mom made sure that I know about politics.
right.
I know about space and physics and maths. She made sure I knew about scientists. She made sure that I would know about urban planners, uh, and chefs, and every streamline there possibly could be. Then my family is supporting me a lot, just like the friends that I have met in my way, and everyone. And that
Mm,
is what encourages me to keep my work in different fields, like not just law, not just chess, not just languages, and not just accents. Every possible field that I could get into.
Amazing. The first thing I would say, like, thanks to you and thanks to your mother. The thing is that whatever you are
Yes.
today and whatever things you are able to do, it's all because of your mom, right? So heads up to her, hands up to her, like, awesome. Thank you so much, Auntie. If she's there, tell her that I am just saying that thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Because women's out
Yeah.
there, they are lacking all of those things that you are doing today. They always feel that they are scared of certain opportunities to get certain, fields to get in. As you know, engineering and doctor
Yeah.
dentistry, it is completely gender roles. Okay, engineers कौन बनते हैं लड़के बनते हैं and doctors are females. So today
Yeah.
these kind of parents are the ones who are building amazing youth who are doing multitasking, who are into almost all fields. They
Yeah.
have knowledge just like you. But we need this more. So I would love to say that keep doing this and keep inspiring all the girls out there and tell them that not to worry about anything. Try whatever you like. If you feel like doing it, just do it. There is nothing like you cannot do this or you cannot do that and there is no scope there or
Yeah.
something like that. Today, every single thing that you do has a career, has money, has scope. So choose whatever. And I learned one thing
Yeah.
from this experience of yours is just keep doing it, whatever may be. And I am sure your routine would be like some time for chess, some time for languages and accents, some time for how to get introduced to law right now. Because you are not lacking yourself behind. You're not saying like, हाँ मुझे अभी टाइम है जब मैं पढ़ूंगी तब करूंगी. No, you're already doing those things right now just because the guidance that you're
Yeah.
getting from your mother, then dad, and then obviously the brother is always there to give a competition plus a push towards it. But let me know,
Well,
how was the
at
Mother's Day
first I
celebration?
was
What
like
did you do?
making a card just in front of my mother just the day before Mother's Day with my friend, and I was like, I'm making this card for my friend's
Okay,
parents' anniversary. She asked me to make one. And my mom had no idea whatsoever. Then
okay,
just at 11:45, I came to her and I was like, "Oh shit, mom! Tomorrow is Mother's Day." And my mom flipped out. She was like, "Did you look at your friend? Just
uh,
today she came and she made a card for her mom, and you made a card for her mom. But how could you forget Mother's Day?" Well, no idea that she or my dad or my brother had that I was making it for mom. Then just 15 minutes ago, I did all the remaining things that were on to be the card.
that's
I
nice.
I wrote a poem for my mom. Literally, I
Mm.
don't like learn the poems.
Wow.
I just write poems. I wrote her a nice little paragraph, and and in the behind of the card, it
Okay.
was I wrote the full form of mother. You know that every word means something. And then my and then
Wow.
mom
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
put off the lights, and then I came from the other room, the card behind me, and I just the lights were on,
Mm.
and my mom was like, "Are you? What are you doing? It's 12. Just go back to sleep now." And I was like, "Who is a good daughter now?" And I gave her the card.
Yeah. Oh, you're so sweet, Siddhi. I just love you. Amazing. It's like wonderful thing to say that you are very well built up in your house. Everything is happening so great. Keep doing it. And I'm sure that they're going to be so proud one day that whatever they have told you, you did it, and somehow you are achieving and doing things in
No,
wonders.
it's
Like
not.
actually, sky is not the limit
Beyond
here.
this.
It's beyond the skies. Yes. Amazing. Okay, so when did you
Oh,
get
that
introduced to the
started
power of
as
social
I told
media?
you before the lockdown when I first made my first video on YouTube. And just today when I look at it, I was like, how was I
Yeah.
speaking like this? How am I so different now? And then that time when lockdown hit
Hmm.
and the corona
Yeah.
hit, and I was like, okay, so I'll try looking at the phone. I saw my phone. I had never been introduced to social media before.
Hmm.
My mom said that it is a very good thing, but if you use it like some
Okay.
other friends of mine, you will not be heading the good way, because there are my mom says there is
Yeah.
two different parts of
Yeah.
internet. One is the absolute great and the inspiring part that you can learn, and one is the one that it is not necessary, and of course not
Mm-hmm.
necessary for a child like me. And so that is why even today I do not know how to use Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. My mom just tells me everything that I need to know, that it is
Oh, that's
absolutely for
nice.
me to know. But the power of social media, if it's
Mm-hmm.
used in a good way, is so great, so big, that you can get inspired, you can inspire others, you can teach people about the things that they never thought was
Mm.
important. You can tell people about things that really matter and
Right.
things that don't matter. You can teach people about
Mm-hmm.
how to just make their life so useful to others. And you can also share your life story,
Right.
that just as I am doing now, and all the people before me who were on this platform just doing the same thing. That is the power of social media. Every person is inspired by social media. It has a great power
Right.
if used in a good way. If not,
Mm-hmm.
it can be very harmful. If it's used in a good way, everyone
Right.
will most likely be successful and just happy and content with what they have and just trying to do more, if it's used in a good way.
Yeah. But there is a greed behind happening right now. See, you are so young, and the young ones are
Yeah,
the one who are, experimenting everything, what is in the technology, what is in the AI. Everything is out there. At my time, it was nothing. So I was like completely, you know,
yeah,
bored of these things. Like, I don't like technology. I hated games a lot. But when I got introduced to
yeah,
social media, but it was completely late. It was very late. I started the show in the sense like I wanted to know people's journeys. But just before that, I used to just post pictures and tell what is happening in my life, what was the important day and everything. Later on, when I started this, I
yeah,
came to know like why even I was doing that. I mean, how it has benefited people or me. So that's how today I understood like people's journeys can teach a lot,
yeah,
and that's how I feel like I am using the social media for a good cause. And I'm talking with you just because of this. It has so much power, immense power. And also you need to change your feeds that is on Instagram, maybe on YouTube or whatever. Whatever you search, it is so powerful that it is going to show only that.
yeah,
Soon after you refresh it, whatever you have searched, it is going to show you only that. So be careful. Whatever you are putting into a search bar, or maybe you're thinking about it, because AI become has like it has become so. I feel like we can call it as a leech. It has attached to that humans' activities every day. Also,
yeah,
when you think about something, that automatically comes on your phone.
yeah,
Even if you talk about it, automatically it comes in the search bar. So that's how it is. You have to take very careful steps, and you are using it in a wonderful way, and you're introduced to a wonderful way of,
yeah,
social media. So thumbs up to you. Keep doing this. Okay, so I want to ask you, like, this is year
yeah.
happening 2023. We have come to 2023. Okay, 23. It is going to be a technology age, right? So,
So
what
what
are
I
your
want to
actual
do this
strategies
year
this
is
year?
that I want to complete the number of my books that I'm reading. I'm at 71 right now, this one, and I
Mm-hmm.
intend to make it 100 um, by about 3 to 4 months. That will be hard, but I am sure that, of course,
Okay.
maximum I will finish the number 100 by the end of the year. And the other one of my goals is that I have to make at
Wow.
least 10 to 15 or to 20 people get interested, or children interested in reading, because reading is very important. And because before
Yeah.
social media there were only books and scripts and just words, and even before voices there were words, and words are very powerful if used in a good way.
Yeah.
My mom says that words can hit just more
Hmm.
sharply than swords can. If you put words to a very
Yeah.
good cause, you can
True.
inspire more than 1,000 people to know your story, to become like you. If used badly,
Mm-hmm.
you can strike at the heart of the matter, and it will just not go a good way. You can strike at someone's heart not by using any weapon but just words.
Yeah. True.
Words are great weapons, and they can win the war if they are used for a good
Mm.
cause. And that is what I intend to make people realize,
Right.
or at least make children of my age realize that books and scripts and just different books are important for your life too.
Okay, so can you just tell me like why there is a need to actually tell people and be tell them to get aware about the importance of reading books and having a way
Yeah.
of looking towards life in the sense of have books first, read it, and then get acknowledged about the things that are happening around, and then you can speak it out. So why there is a need? Why these people are not doing it?
Well,
You know,
I think that
interestingly, the way you are
the
doing it.
need
What
to
is the reason?
make people recognize these books is that because even though the social media is a very powerful, a very good thing if used in a good cause, for a good cause, it is very good. But before the social media, there were only books and books and books. Everyone just talked and they read. Just talked and read. There were only voices and words. So that's
Hmm.
what I want to make people know,
Yeah.
that before
Hmm.
your generation, there were people who only read. There was no phone, no laptop, no computer, no internet, no Instagram, no WhatsApp, no chatting or anything. You just talked with the person in front of you, or you read books like this. Like at first, there were the Panchatantra, and then
Yeah.
the books that children read at the first time. Now it's
Yeah.
just watching videos of like triggered insan or everything on YouTube. My friends are like, they go crazy for
Yeah.
the triggered insan. I was like, do you ever go crazy for a book? Put put school books aside, like anything like a
Hmm.
short story,
Hmm.
Panchatantra, or like Harry Potter or Chacha Chaudhary or anything. They were like, what's Chacha Chaudhary? And I was like, that's the problem. That I I struck at the heart of the matter.
Oh, oh, they
Yeah,
should actually read Chacha Chaudhary. I just loved it. So there was this one way before how the people used to make interesting reading,
yeah,
interesting to
comic.
read. Like they used to have comic books. Okay, so I had this small, if you remember, Bal Bharti, there was this book, and it was like small magazine where it was written in Hindi, sometimes it is in Marathi, and there were some other comic books. It was very fascinating because there were pictures in it. There was this illusion thing happening, and then there were bubbles that from where you were
Yeah,
reading that their dialogues. So it was very nice to read. But when I asked them, have you ever found the magic of reading? Have you ever found how does it feel when you start reading a book? When you get totally engrossed in it, when you feel like I am into this book, something is happening in front of me. Whatever I'm reading, it is happening just in front of my eyes. So you imagine your illusion gets better, your vision gets
yes,
better, your language gets better, your vocabulary gets better,
yeah,
everything just by reading books. So it is not like you need pictures in
yeah,
there, you need cartoon characters in there. No need. You try to have a different outlook that you have. Can you tell me how do you see
Just if you
when you read a
read
book?
a book
What
with
do you
like
see?
100% concentration, it is almost like you are walking with them, talking with them, eating with them, like fighting with
Hmm.
them in the scenes. You are just looking at everything that they are describing, the
Yeah.
author is describing. If read in a good and 100% concentration way, you can almost know their life much better than you
Hmm.
know yours. That is the power of books and words and the author's
Yeah.
writing. If it is described in a totally good way, you can just live their life just how they were. And
Hmm.
like if autobiographies were read more in a big amount, people would know their lives much better than they knew theirs or even
Hmm.
the person's name. And that is how I feel like when I read Game of Thrones, because everything is like
Hmm.
I'm fighting with them, I'm eating with them, I'm suffering the insults with them, I'm just being happy at every little moment with them.
Hmm.
And yeah,
Hmm.
just yesterday it was like night and I was reading Game of Thrones, almost about to finish my, and my mom is like, come, you have to sleep now.
Hmm.
And I was like, no, mom, look, Jon Snow is fighting.
Hmm.
No. And mom was like, no, Snow, come sleep now. And I was like, just 1 minute, 1 minute. And that 1 minute lasted for half an hour. And I was like, finished the book. And then my brother was like, good, good. Yeah.
Oh, that is different kind of peace. Yeah. Okay, so this is like very fascinating. Such a young age, you already understand the reality of life, the reality and the truth behind all of these things that you're doing right now. How is it going to help you
Yeah.
when you play chess? How it is going to enhance your brain activity? Then you read how it is going to make a play in your head with the words and the voices. Also, you have to have a different kind of a talent when you read. What is that? So when there are dialogues
Yeah.
things, it is in the this colon
Yeah.
and there are certain exclamation signs and everything that is in the just symbols. How do you
Yeah.
read that? Okay, that is also a different kind of a beauty. So when you read
Yeah.
that in that way, just like you're talking, just like it's a language, you will understand what is happening there. If you're just
Yeah. No.
reading without understanding the exclamation, the commas, the colon, the semicolon, you won't be able to understand it and you won't be able to get attached to that vibe. So this is wonderful. You have got that power, you have that talent. Keep doing it. And also tell me what books have actually fascinated you. What book is the one that have taught you something and which is always the lessons of the book
Well,
has been always
fiction
there
books
with
can
you.
also
What is
teach
that
you
book?
many things, like Harry Potter and Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is like just the one that you can read, and then you're like, okay, you should never give up for the rights that you have, because in this book there are like rights of the
Yeah.
different kings
Hmm.
and clansmen, and they have the different rights. And then there's the
Yeah.
biographies, autobiography that I
Hmm.
have read, which is the Arunama Sinha's Born Again on the Mountain. I even did a book review in the book Nagpur Book Club meet, because
Wow.
it fascinated me so much. Why? Because she was the first
Hmm.
female amputee to climb on the Mount Everest. And you know how she literally fell from a
Yeah.
from a train, and she just ping ponged in the middle of two trains, and she dropped in the middle of the track,
Hmm.
and trains went on from over her leg. She was drenched in her own blood and everything. She like describes it in her
Hmm.
own way, her own story, and still she managed to climb the Mount Everest. And that gave me so much inspiration. The day my mom ordered this, I
Yeah.
read it all. 1 day. 1 day was all that it took me to get attached to this person.
Okay. Finish.
That is the power of books. And it's not necessary
Wow.
that all,
That is
that
the power
fictions are just
of book.
stories it for children and everything. Big, just big successful people, they even made fiction books. I know Game of Thrones is a very big hit, very big hit. They have made a serial on that. How much
Yeah.
more do you need?
Yes. Yes. My first book was Harry
Oh, okay.
Potter, but it was not in English, it was in Hindi. So you could, if I have it, I'll just show you it. Oh, it's not there, I guess, here. Yeah,
Okay,
it's not
I
there.
got it.
It's in this shelf, I guess, somewhere there because this shelf is like I have already read these books, and there is one shelf just above this platform. I didn't read it. So my first book was Harry Potter. It was in Hindi, and it was written like Paras Patthar. Okay, I never understood what is Paras Patthar. So when I read it in Hindi, there were certain words I got confused. I was like, I am not able to do this. How will I finish it? It took like 2 to 3 months to finish that. But when I watched the movie, I had no fun. I had more fun before when I read the book before. So I was like, what's the difference? It should
Yeah,
be fun because it is audio, visual, both. But this was just a book. It was written in papers. It was in Hindi.
amazing.
How I am getting more attached to the book than the movie? So that time I understood. Book. It takes you to that actual situation and
Yeah,
it makes you feel like alive. Not the movies, not the videos. There was no much fun. But the bad thing was I lost the connection with reading books and everything because the system I meant is
yeah,
how there is a system meant for every kid that you should go to school, you should read this kind of books, you need to get score good, you need to have great grades, then you need to go for UG life, then PG life. In all of that, I
yeah,
forgot that I had a good talent in reading books. So just because of past experience, I understood like there is a different kind of a value in reading books. So I'm not saying that I am
yeah,
into a verge of, completing this number of books these years or something like that, just like you.
yeah,
But I am on the path that I will keep reading. And today, just because of session that I am having right now with you, I have the push today that, okay, I'll read more. I'll have more fiction books. I'll read autobiographies. Not recently, just few days ago, I read about Tata. There are short stories about all the brothers, the wives of Tatas, and
yeah.
how
Very good.
there was a connection with Kohinoor Diamond. And recently, there was this news coming that while the Queen's coronation,
Yeah,
the Kohinoor is still
yeah,
there on the crown. And I felt so bad. I was like, I read about
yeah.
this. I know about this. This is our diamond. This
I
is
know.
supposed to be in India. Why it is there? Why it is on the crown? It is ours. So the fascination goes on and on. There are a lot of connections when you read anything. Read anything. At
Yeah,
one point of life, you will have a connection with that point.
yeah,
And I'm sure you have found that connections everywhere. You might have read the autobiography, the person who have climbed to Mount Everest, right? But you might have
yeah,
also had some news related to it in your phone, on the newspaper, in the news.
yeah,
So you feel that connection that, yeah, I already know this because I read a book. I already know the events that happened in
yeah,
that person's life. It gives a different kind of a, fascination, like, wow, I already know this because I read something. How do
When
you feel
I
when you have these kind
first
of
my mom
moments?
just told me about this person, and she was like, I will make you read this book because you read a lot of fiction and very little non-fiction. And I was like, okay, bring it on, I have to read it anyways. And then in the morning when I
Mm.
woke up, it was holidays I think, and my mom was like, here you go. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start reading. Just picked up my bookmark, put it in the book, and just started reading. And then by the time I
Mm.
finished the book, I was like, I only
Wow.
knew the ending of this book, and I thought that it was the main event, but it was not, because the person,
Hmm.
the things that the person
Yeah.
has to suffer from and to do before going on the event that you see on your phones, that is the part that is important.
Mm.
It is the journey is important more
Yeah.
than the destination.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah,
People portray a little of their life, very little, in two lines, maybe in a paragraph, but you don't know the in and out process that they have gone
yeah.
through, or what they have done, and how they have achieved that title, So, yeah, very true. I completely agree on that. So, what what makes you go towards languages, accents, and
Well,
how did it actually
how
help
I
in
got
your journey?
attached to these habits. I was like, first I was watching the serials in the lockdown, the English serials and movies and all. And then I watched the Harry Potter all series, and I was like, that is no fun. The fun was in the book. And then I
Hmm.
started to I started to realize
Yeah.
that they were speaking in a different way. I realized the first day that I saw the serial Friends, and then I was
Mm.
like, why are they talking like this? And why can't I talk like this? Then my mom said, take up a challenge. I will promise you
Hmm.
a treat to the dinner tonight if you can just mimic their way. And I accepted the challenge. And
Mm.
I was like, okay, how hard can it
Okay.
be? You are just mimicking people's way of talking. And then to
Wow.
my surprise, I spoke. I spoke.
Yeah.
And then my mom, and I spoke in front
Hmm.
of my mom, and mom was like, 1 minute, and called my brother. And he said, he was like, that's not American. That's British. That's straight up British. And you're talking like a British person, and I don't like that. And then I slowly found flaws in the my way of talking, and then I just tried to do things smoothly, and then I got to I got to talk in the American accent. Then I found out, okay,
Can
I
you
can
show
show that to
that
you.
once
This is the
in
American accent that's going
American?
on my tongue right now. And this is the one that I can speak the most fluently in the three accents that I can use till this date. As you can see, it takes an extra amount of energy coming from my mouth when I mouth
Amazing.
these words. And that is why I prefer to speak in this, because people, to my amazement, they think that this is different, even though this is just a way of talking different. And and it helped in my journey. And people was like, she
Yes.
is
Amazing.
exceptional. She can speak in the way that I've never heard before. And I was like, how the people just like
Hmm.
miles away are speaking just like this. And if I speak in the middle of them, they will be amazed too, because I am Indian
Hmm.
and they don't expect me to speak like them. And I'm like, no, I can speak like that. And that, and my
Right.
friends at first, when after the lockdown, when I got to school, I got traumatized because I spoke in that accent. While the teachers praised me, my friends like just beat me up
Oh,
with insults. They were like, are you American? Why are you speaking like
no.
that? Is why we
Oh,
never
why
talk to you.
that?
They never talked to me. No one
Hmm.
sat beside me, and I was like, okay, I'm a lone wolf. And then I thought about
Yes.
changing my attitude, but I said, why should I change it for other people? Mine is the attitude that is special, and mine is the attitude that I care
Mm.
of. And then slowly, if my friends, now I have some friends, not much, still not much. I have some friends who talk to me good, and
Mm-hmm.
others are like just hi, hello, and then behind my back they are all like, did you know that
Mm-hmm.
girl the sir was praising, ma'am was praising. But my friends were
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you are kind
yeah,
when we
yeah.
speak good to you. You are kind to us, but why are you mean to them? I was like, they are mean to me. They literally made me cry in front
Mm-hmm.
of my mom in the first few days, and I was like, why should I be good to them? And that was the day that I decided
Mm-hmm.
that I would never insult
True.
anyone. I thought no one deserves to be insulted, because
Mm.
there is always a different part that I don't know behind the story that I'm listening. So that is why I never insult anyone. I just
Yeah.
take in their insults. I'm like, okay, okay, you done? Teacher is calling me. But that is all there is to it. Yeah. And that is how
I
it helped
like
me
that
in my
attitude.
journey.
I like that attitude. Wow. Can you like
Yeah.
talk in other different
British
accents like you have said in
British
American
is
right
the
now? Can you
British is
give
the one
example of
that
other?
I speak the least, because never have to go to Britain, right? And I was like, if time comes, I can go to Britain. And my mom usually says that you do for your own country, the soil that you are born in. You like my mom is like, you can learn all the things you want from different
Wow.
countries, continents, and cities and states, but everything that you dedicate of your work should be dedicated to India and India itself and the soil that you are born in. Just the country that has given you the opportunity to learn these things,
Wow.
they have given you the opportunities, and you should and must just dedicate your work to them and them only.
Amazing. I just love both these accents that you do. It's wonderful, yeah.
Aussie,
Am I
I
missing
can
something
speak in
if there is
Aussie,
any
mate.
other accent that you can do?
Aussie is the most fun. It's the most fun accent, and it's
Oh,
very exceptional. And mates are like, when my friends hear me talking in this accent, they're like, uh, "Is there a ghost in you? Are you possessed or something? Why are you speaking like this?" But it's actually very fun for my tongue. It's very fun for my tongue. I have a very hard time speaking in Aussie, and but it's the very worth the energy, because when I see the people like just looking at me like wide-eyed, it's very fun. I don't know why, but it's very fun.
I just love you, Siddhi. It's I feel so good when you talk like that.
Fine.
Oh, can you come at my home, sit in front of me and just talk in that accent? I just love
And
it. Okay, so now you're on
Japanese,
the verge of learning
anime.
Spanish and German, right? How is that going? Japanese, yeah. Ah, yes. Yeah, the thing is, more power to this series and everything
Yeah.
because they have been giving that, urge to learn. Okay, so this also,
Yeah.
there is a language that this is also fascinating. I would learn this.
Yeah.
So just like you, there are other people might be into this, but I want to hear
Well,
some of
well, see,
German, some of
the
Japanese,
problem
and some of
is the
Spanish.
most fluently I can
Something.
speak in languages that are not Marathi, Hindi, English. Is the best is Japanese. I can do you Japanese. I can do you only Japanese, because the other ones I'm just
Yeah.
learning and just like a beginner,
Please.
1%. So I would do Japanese for you. Uh, I'm mimicking
Okay.
Naruto from Naruto,
Okay.
so
Okay.
just hear me out. Hmm. 俺は渦巻きナルトだってばよ。
Wow.
俺はこの裸の里の忍者。俺は白身だ。俺は本当のマダラを殺した。俺の仲間を殺したよ。ふと、羅旋してる。
Wow. You're so
So I just
wonderful. What did you
basically
just say? I
introduced
didn't
myself
understand
as
anything.
Uzumaki Naruto. He is the protagonist of Naruto. That is my favorite anime,
Okay.
and that's not the only anime I watch. I even
Mm-hmm.
have a hoodie of anime, and my mom is like, English is all is
Okay.
good, but why are you speaking in
Wow.
Japanese lately? My brother and I are so crazed for anime that these times we don't speak in English. We used to speak in English, but in lockdown, my brother introduced me to anime, and then we
Okay.
started speaking in Japanese at home. If my brother,
Wow.
if me and my brother were having a fight, my brother would say,
That's
"I
nice.
will hit you in Japanese," so that my mom won't
Mm-hmm.
find out. Uh,
Okay, how
well,
does
I
it
don't
say that?
know the hit
How do you
one,
say
but
that?
sometimes my brother will be like to the dog
Mm-hmm.
that is barking a lot in the night. He will be like, "I will beat you, ओरे कुरुश." ऐसा बोलता है,
Okay.
ऐसा बोलता है वो मेरा भाई.
Oh, that is so nice. Yeah, the environment is
Yeah,
completely like that. The way you are, everyone is also around you the same. That is wonderful. Okay, at such a young age, what
well,
actually
what
empowers you to
empowers
be
me
this
is
person
that
that you are
in the
today?
lockdown period, like I saw many deaths on TV. There were like only death counts, and it was literally so depressing. My dad was like, "Don't turn on the TV's
Mm-hmm.
news." It had gotten to the point that it was only death counts, and I was like
Yeah,
starting to become very depressed. And my mom said that
yeah.
bigger than corona, the fear of corona. Corona is not killing as many people as fear is killing the people.
Mm,
So there were many people in who had corona who were just like
yeah,
very free, and they were like, okay, what can happen, and they got many of them got out fine. But the one who like feared the thing the most, they
mm,
died. See, fear is
yeah,
darker than swords. Fear cuts deeper than swords. That was a phrase from Game of
yeah,
Thrones, and it struck me very hard.
yeah.
And then it empowered me to think that all these people are dying of
Mm,
mere fear. They don't. Nothing has even happened to them. They just
mm,
they just they just tested positive for
yeah,
corona. Okay, so you got tested positive. So now what do? You take care of yourself till the end of time. Some chances are that you will get out
mm,
fine. Some chances are that you will
yeah,
not. But you can get to the first chance, that is you will get out fine. If you are sunshine, the sun will come behind you. So see,
mm,
that is why that is what empowered me, and I was like,
right, true.
yes, I don't need to fear. I That is why I suffered all those insults. At first, I literally went home crying because the people in the neighborhood, the children in the neighborhood, when I came out to play, they used to tease me. Why? Because their parents compared me to them. And my
Mm,
mom explained to me that even they have a fair reason to
yeah,
mock you. Their parents are their parents are comparing you to them.
mm,
Everyone has a different talent. It's not necessary to have one talent,
yeah,
just one talent and the same talent in everyone. And that is what struck me. And I felt so much pity for
yeah,
them. And
true.
I was like, I'm glad my parents are not that way. And then I usually got empowered. And I was like, no, now I'm
Wow.
not gonna get feared. I'm not gonna get sad because someone insults me. I'm just gonna keep on. And that attitude changed some of my friends. And now they like me. Like me.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So there is
Yeah.
something, dark behind everything that you are today. There has events happened that have taught you, but there was a kind remembrance and reminder from people around you who told you like this is not this that you are taking it in, this is that which is a positive thing, and like you are completely guided and told at the moment. That's why you are shaped like this. That's why you are conditioned today that you can take all the bully, You can take all the insult and, respect yourself and just walk with your head high and say, like, I already have what I
Yeah.
always wanted. The thing is, I don't want to get compared with anyone, and you want to do good to others. So you are with good intentions, the good is always going to happen. That's why you attract amazing people in your life who actually understands your talent, your value, they give importance to whatever you do. That's why they are friends with you today. So, big lessons that how you got empowered.
And
It is all about
of course, it is
experiences, past
100%
experiences.
about your family
Thumbs up to
support. If
you.
your family is not encouraging you, how will you find out your talents
Yeah,
and what has hidden inside your soul? How will you find that? My mother especially keeps nudging me towards
yeah.
my goals. She every day I get an inspiration from her. My mom,
Mm.
my mom is a straight up free in my home motivational speaker. See, even even at the middle of the night, if I'm having doubts, she will just turn
Wow.
her head around and she will be like, "You don't need to be afraid. Tomorrow will be just a normal day. Just give your speeches. Just don't forget to give expressions and hand gestures." And she's like a coach. And I'm very grateful to have a family
Yeah.
like this. And my dad doesn't say no to anything that I need at the time. And now itself, when I got selected for Goa for chess, my dad just brought me the mat chess, the latest edition, and he was like, "Just because you won." And my brother is more
Wow.
casual. He's like, he mocks me friendly just
Wow.
because he doesn't express his emotions straightforward. He's always behind the scenes guy. He's always like, वो तो
Yeah.
तुम्हारी तारीफ कर रहे हैं पर उन्हें क्या पता कि हम क्या झेलते हैं तुम्हें. He's always the most casual person I have ever seen. Like the one who doesn't take any stress on his mind. Just and even
Yeah.
when I'm crying, he's like, "पागल पागल है क्या तुम रो क्यों रही है?" And he just makes me laugh. That family is the best thing that you'll
Mm.
ever have.
True. There is a
Yeah,
comment from
I know
Ami,
her actually.
M
She's from the
double
Nagpur
one.
Book Club,
Is that your
and she's a
mom?
very good friend of mine.
Okay. She says so wonderful. Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. Of all the wonders that I have yet have heard, it seems to me most interesting that
Yeah,
men
that's
should
true.
fear seeing
She's
that
a
day.
very good
Okay.
person. She
True,
also
true.
writes actually. She writes and
Yeah.
she does poetry.
Wow.
She has written her own book. And yeah, she told me about it. And we are like both bookworms. And I know you are too.
Wow.
Not
Yes, I am.
just everyone has
Not
a
just like
different
you,
level of
but
reading, right?
getting in
No
the
one
way.
can read that much and that
Coming
slow.
with you.
There are somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle too. Sometimes I would read for hours when I have no purpose. When I just the day is like blank, the paper is blank, and I was like, what book should I read? And then
Mm-hmm.
my brother actually he read this book, and then he suggested me for my grammar. He was like, your grammar will improve
Mm-hmm.
while reading this book. So I read 200
Okay.
pages on the first day just because the story was good for me. So there are
Wow.
different levels. Someone will read 50 pages, and the
Yeah.
least you can do is read 10 pages or 5 pages every day because it really improves your mood, improves your concentration, and everything that you can possibly imagine.
Wow. I just love you for this. You keep on, motivating. You can be a motivational speaker. I
Yeah.
know that. All the best for that. Okay. So, being aware about all the
Sure.
truths, like there is competition happening, comparison happening, and this has become a culture out there. So, how do you
Well,
pace up and
competition
stay
is like
grounded?
in every field that you can imagine. Like in studies, it's the most. And every parent,
Yeah.
just there is 1% of parent that does not compare their kids, and my parents are gratefully one of them. And the
Yeah.
others, yeah, of course.
Wow.
And
In 1%.
when I go to parents teacher meeting, teachers praise me.
Wow.
Every kid's parents feel good when their kid is getting praised. Every parent, every parent. But the
Yeah.
parents are like asking me, how much did you get in maths? How much did you get in English? How much your percentile was?
Yeah.
Who was the first in your class? And I was like, I don't know. I just looked at my marks on the sheet. Just my
Yeah.
marks. And then when my brother is like looking through my answer sheet, he was like, that is why I told you to study. You got this question wrong. That is what cut your marks. And I was like, okay, I'll try better the next time. And that is how competition is very much. And so my parents are just guiding me through it, and my brother too. And just they make me remember that it's not all about the comparison or the praises. It's about who gets
Yeah.
benefits from your life. So that is what my mom taught me, that whatever you should do should at least make the life for at least 1 to 5 people, because you will have that happiness in
Yeah.
your mind, and you will be content with it, happy and content, because you will know that you changed people's lives, and that will be more worthy of getting more than untold riches, I think. And that is how I keep up with the competitive
Yeah.
that all that is
True.
today. I just go with the flow.
Yeah, and it shouldn't bother you actually. I mean, every kid is special in their own way. They have their own talents, they have their own pace of doing things. That's why I do feel that there are a lot of kids out there who are against this system that is happening in the education. So, just normal wondering, how do you want to see the education system to be in the coming 5 years? How do you want it to be? How should it be benefiting all the kids,
Yeah.
not pressurizing
So
them,
see,
but in a positive way?
usually many teachers like compare students to, like parents compare, that is genuine. Most of the parents compare,
Mm,
but teachers you don't expect it from them. But many teachers compare. But there are some teachers who are like,
mm,
they just say that we just want you to study for your own good. There there are um,
mm,
some teachers are like, you can study or you can't. It's your choice. Of course it's your choice. You have a free life and everything, but if you study, it will benefit you, and it will bring happiness to us, that seeing that we are making someone's life actually better for the future. And some teachers are like, you think that you won't
mm.
study and it will affect us. That is not the way. They are like, we will get our salary at the end of every month and it will not affect us.
Mm.
But there are many teachers who are just good, who are just wanting to make their kids like shining in the night, just making them be a star in the night.
Yeah,
And this,
yeah,
some of the teachers that I have in school are just like that.
yeah.
Some of the teachers are like recommending me for all the opportunities to come. And my English teacher and my all the teachers that I have, my staff, they are very good. I am grateful to have that such staff, and I hope that in the next 5 years there should come more and more and more teachers just like the one that I have in my staff, and that will really take some pressure off the kids. Like my my teachers, the staff, I think
Yeah.
SSTs ma'am, Englishes ma'am, maths ma'am, and every teacher that I have in my staff is so light and like joking and everything, just giving examples and teaching and just put in a little slip and jokes and everything. Mm, They lighten the mood so good that history is not
Yeah.
boring now. And, and yeah, so see
Yeah,
that.
I love this thing, yeah. At my time, I always used to say history is boring, geography is boring, civics, I don't like it, I hate it. Then economics was like out of my zone, out of my area, and it was never interesting. But today I got to see on the social media itself, there are certain academies and certain
Yeah,
schools where they are teaching the kids in a very innovative way. Like if it
yeah,
is about chemistry, they would actually show the experiments happening in front of them. How the reaction is happening, how the color changes happens, how this water is working in your
yeah,
body, how that water affects different places, different chemicals, how does it react. So when there is this live thing happening, you get more,
yeah,
interested into it. Like, okay, और क्या होता है? और क्या होता है? That's how student
yeah.
gets like
And they
off the pressure and they would
ask
like, I love
questions
this
about
subject.
it
Yeah, there is
just
nothing
because they
boring
want to
about it.
understand more about it. And last year I had
Hmm.
this 12th physics teacher as my science
Yeah.
teacher. At first I was like, oh God, he's gonna highlight the physics chapters like God crazy. But still, he taught every subject very well. And he just, when it was the physics chapter, he knew physics the best, of course. So when it came to physics chapters, he literally took things out of
Yeah.
his physics labs and put them in the class, and he showed like the momentum and how gravity works and everything. And he showed them. He showed our class, and we were like, we want you next year. That is
Wow.
that is how teachers need to be. Education system needs to have more
Wow.
teachers like these.
Yeah. Completely true. I give a heads up to all of those teachers out there who have been putting all the efforts and, some part of their, not some, at least 50 to 60% of their, what is that, efforts that they have been putting on, making kids, children's out there acknowledgeable and, being fantasized about certain subjects and everything. Thumbs up to them. And I think so through your journey, you can also, have
Yeah,
a easy word with them and say like, we want this. See, the thing is today, at the time of my time, like my school times and that era was completely different. We were told that there is a different group of intelligent kids and there is a group of average kids. So I always belonged that I was in a average kid group because I had no, that grasping power was needed and everything. There was nothing like that. It was just like that kid needs to
yeah,
understand that the kid has its way of understanding things. I like my way to be funny, narratively happening. Then there should be some my
yeah,
language, some connections with the things around. But the other kids were very happy that they were just the teachers were reading from the book and they were grasping it at all. It was very easy for them, not for me. I wanted different way of teaching. I didn't get that. I was sad about that. But when I realized that every teacher has their own way of teaching, so we need to cope up with that, energies that they put in. So I found my gems. I found my gems in teachers. Somehow I used to talk to them, and after class I used to say because I was very
no,
shy in my class.
no,
I
no, no, no.
acted dumb. I was dumb. I feel that. Not acted dumb. And I was told that I'm an average student when there was this
Yeah,
parents teachers meeting and where there is a result day or something. They would just say like so shy, she's not able to share things. But what she does is after the class, she comes in the staff room and asks questions. But she's not able to do it in the classroom itself. So there were few teachers who got me that courage and say like, See, whatever you say, we are not going to
Yeah,
hit you or we are not going to, laugh at you. Whatever it is, maybe the dumbest question,
because they just,
say it, speak it up.
yeah,
And that's how my journey, yeah. It is just a question, yeah. You're just a normal kid here. You will have a wondering in your head, like why did he say this? Why did she explain in this way? What does it actually mean? I didn't get it. But there are certain, teachers, they get irritated by such things happening. So they couldn't,
yeah.
there is a lot they do, the
Like,
teachers. It is not just teaching part. They have to have the courage to have different ways of teaching to different kids out there. It is a big
yeah,
task. Nobody can do it, I guess. Only teachers can do this.
yeah,
So I am lucky that some or the other way I found those teachers, and I am so
yeah.
this confident today that I am doing this talk show.
And
I
yeah,
am able to talk to people.
and teachers, I have a lot
That's
of
because of
great
few
teachers in my
teachers.
staff. There's this one English ma'am, it's called Chavan ma'am. Children call her strict, but I call her understanding because she understands problems and just
Mm,
solves them right away. And she, of course, every teacher should be at least a little strict to make
wow.
children a little disciplined and not all like the rowdy class and everything. You should have fun, but
Yeah.
fun has its own place and discipline has its own place, and that
Right.
is what the teacher like teaches our the students in my class.
Yeah.
And she has a different way. She just what she does is
Mm-hmm.
she talks about her experience of learning when she was just our age, and that is how she inspires us. And our SST teacher
Mm-hmm.
is different. She slips in little jokes and she's
Yeah.
like, Acha, acha, and she's like, she clears our doubts and she has debates in the class casually. And she's like, even if that war had not happened, how it would have affected, and how why the British had wanting to separate the people and everything. She has the so healthy debates that children almost think of her
Yeah.
as a friend. Almost, yeah.
Yeah. That is
Different.
so awesome,
Every
right?
teacher has a unique way of teaching.
Amazing. Yeah. And it is worth, when you give some time to them, you will get to know them, get to know what they're trying to teach and all the knowledge gained from them. It's
Yeah,
like very positive, and that's how you shape yourself just because of these kind of teachers that you get. I'm sure in 5 years we are
yeah.
going to see amazing teachers like that you have in
Kendriya
your school.
Vidyalaya.
Can you tell me
Eh,
from which school are you?
yeah.
Amazing. Thumbs up to Kendriya Vidyalaya Nagpur. Okay, so we have come to this end part of the session. I feel really
Yeah.
bad. We are going to have a talk on call, maybe. There is a lot more to talk with you. And the last part is like,
Yeah.
just before this last part, let's play a
Okay.
small game. Okay, let's play recommendation. Okay, so you are going to recommend me one book that you have read and you loved it. I'll recommend that book to you, which I have loved it, and it is still going on right now. So if that book
Okay.
is with you, that
I'll
is
also
fine,
get
but I'll
one
get
of
my
my
book that I'm
books.
going to recommend you. Can you give me 2 seconds? Oh, that's great. Get it.
Shakespeare. Actually, have that book right here. I actually realized that the book was right beside me, and I didn't need to go anywhere.
Okay,
Okay. So I don't
okay.
have one, I have
First you.
two actually.
First, it's your
Sorry for
turn.
that, but I have two that I feel like needs recommending.
Okay. Yes. Yes, not
Yeah.
sorry. Do not be sorry. I'm
The
getting
first
books,
one is
that's
very
that's the
cultural
awesome thing.
English. It's the Shakespeare, the greatest comedies of Shakespeare, like The Merchant of Venice and The
Okay.
Midsummer
Yeah.
Night Dream. And they, at first, when my mom ordered it, she was like, "Okay, you tried modern English, now try old English." Shakespeare's English was so different from
Okay.
mine, and I was like, "How is this guy talking about thee? What's thee?"
Yeah.
And then slowly I didn't even recognize the
What is
words for
thou?
like 2 months, and I read it and I was like, no, I don't understand it, and it was just on shelf.
Yeah.
And then
Mm.
one day my mom said, bring that book to me. Now you will read in front of me and you will try to explain it to me. And to my amazement, I understood it.
Yeah.
And then it took me a little bit time, but
Wow.
I even memorized the dialogues of the first one like 6 7 months ago. And my dad even shooted a video on it because he thought that the English was very
Hmm.
different from the one that I spoke usually.
Wow.
So if I could just read one line,
Yeah.
I was amazed at the first time. Like so amazed that I didn't even know that there was this kind of English. Um, See, this the first line that will just craze you. Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour
Mm.
draws on
Okay.
apace. 4 days bring in another moon. But oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like to a step Dane or dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue. Now, see, this this went just over my head. It
What
was
did
like
you just
if I could measure the distance, I would like say 1 kilometer.
Yeah.
But still, I managed to read it and I managed to understand the important parts and I could just know it. This is the first one, Shakespeare's greatest comedies. The greatest comedies of
Amazing.
Shakespeare.
What do you call it?
Yeah, big book, meaty book.
Shakespeare.
And the
Okay.
second one that
Okay.
my brother recommended
Amazing.
me
Yeah.
for my reading vocabulary and grammar.
Mhm.
This is George R.R. Martin's Game of Thrones. This is actually the second book, and this is the third book. I don't know where I put the first book. I'm sad I can't
Okay.
find it. Then
Wow.
this is the second book, but the first one's name is Game of Thrones actually, and it's very nice. Even for fiction, it feels so real. There are
Mm-hmm.
like combats between the people, and there's drama between families. It's a little serious. It's like we command the north and we hold the south and everything. I just I was then thinking like there is so much this like there are so much things in this like what politics. I found out about politics that were never real, but somehow got to know about the politics that are going on today. So in fiction, even you can learn about things that are real. It's not that fiction
Yeah.
is all about stories. So I recommend the most this book, Game of Thrones. Actually, the first one is, and the author is George R.R. Martin. He lives in Mexico, and his English is great, very great.
Okay. Amazing. Amazing. I will remember these two books, and as soon as I get them, I'll just
Yeah,
show it to you. I'll send you
that's
the
one. That's nice.
this photos
Now
of them,
you.
and you will be happy. Okay. Okay, now my turn. This has a big story
Yeah.
behind. I always wanted to learn humans. Okay. So I am fascinated about how people changes, how their mind works, how there are lights going on in the head, how they understand other humans. What is that power? So there is this book. You could see
Yeah.
the gold plate is already gone. The color is gone. I have used it. I have read it more.
Okay.
It is called as The
The Laws
Laws
of
of
Human
Nature by
Nature, right?
Robert Greene.
I think I.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll just brush up a little bit.
Okay.
Like why am I this recommending you? The
Yeah.
first thing is we are emotional beings. Okay. So the first chapter he have wrote about is master your emotional self. So it is going to help you when in your journey when the time comes. Second thing is how to
Okay.
see through people's masks. It is going to interest you more and know your limits. Okay. How to reconnect to the masculine or feminine within you. So I am on 15th chapter right
Oh,
now.
that's meaty.
It's like very huge. Okay. Yeah, so basically,
Okay.
I'll just show you where I am actually.
Okay.
So I am on this page, okay, and the topic is the source of human aggression. How do we get aggression? From where does it come?
Yeah.
From how does it from where does it originate actually? And why do we call it aggression? So this is like one of the most fascinating books. I have been reading it all along. There are a lot of things that you're going to apply in your life, like how to be people's person, how to know what people are about to do, how do you get bossy people around you, why do they act bossy, and how do you need to get out of there without hurting them. So it's all about tricks
Yeah.
and the types. How would you just get out of there? The ways to get out of that without hurting anyone. So this is the
Oh,
best
yeah.
book, and it is going to help you in life. It's just like a self-help book. I am more into self-help books. Uh, there is one more, but I
Okay.
think this would be answering everything. So try
Of
this one
course.
and tell me how do you feel after reading this one. So
Of
I love this
course.
game, recommendation
And
game.
now
Did
that
you
you
like
have
this game?
talked about your book, I feel like I should tell you the names of the clans of this book. There are so many,
Hmm.
and first I was like, how do I even pronounce
Yes,
these things?
please.
And then my brother was like, find it out yourself.
Hmm.
Then I I just my way of pronouncing
Okay.
words that I do not know is that I try to pronounce it in every way
Hmm.
possible, and then this that the one that sounds the most right with the
Mm.
correct grammar and the sound, and I was like, settled, this one it is. There are so many hard words in this, like
Okay.
Lannister and
Wow.
Cersei. And Cersei spelling is so. I was like reading, and the first time the
Wow.
Cersei name came, I was like, "What's this? Pet or something?" But it was actually the queen. It was actually a queen, and the Starks. And I just got so
Wow.
fascinated with these books, and they had a pet dire wolves. Like that's wolves, but more aggressive and more powerful. And that I even named the neighborhoods puppies that have been just born to the one puppy that has come to my house every night to drink
Hmm.
milk, like every night. And
Mm.
now she has five puppies of her own, and I named them after this
Mm.
book. Everyone. I got
Wow.
so much fascinated with this book.
Wow.
That that is how books can help you. Names can help you in the books. Yeah,
Awesome. I love
of
this.
course.
Yes. True that. Okay, so this has been a great session with you all along. I have learned about your journey, how did you do it, and
Yeah,
everything was pretty much candid. Nothing was scripted.
yeah.
So I would say, like, we have done it good. The conversation within us had been very,
Left out.
assertive kind of way. There was nothing normal. There was nothing. Yeah, everything was completely packed up in this wonderful conversation, and it is going to be 2 p.m. soon in 15 minutes. So I didn't know where the time went when I was having a conversation. I didn't feel that you were so young. You're just 12, and I am on different age right now, but I couldn't feel that
Yeah,
age gap because you are the reader and I am also kind of a reader, so we could connect. So that's how I could say, like, age and what position you are, what kind of profession you have. If you have some interest which are alike, which are almost like mirroring each
yeah.
other, that would have a great conversation just like we had today. Amazing. I had a great time with you. Okay, so the last thing is I asked this, what
Well,
message you would love to
the
give to the
most
youth
important
today?
thing is that social media is very powerful, very good for your for a good cause. Of course, as long as you use it for a good cause, it can be very helpful, and you will be
Mm-hmm.
very grateful to have it as AI and technology. But if you use it in a bad way, it will just end up hurting you mentally, emotionally, and not physically. Nothing ever has to be, every time physically. So your mental parts, your emotional, your things that
Mm-hmm.
you feel, they are very important. So that is why if you use social media for a good cause, it can be very helpful. And the second thing is that you should of course
True.
always not stop reading books. You should at least try 5 pages, at least 5 pages a day,
Mm.
because when you get before you have that habit, you are like, there are no pictures in this book, and I am not now, no interest is coming, and picture books are more interesting. Well, I just want to say, grow up, because not every book is designed the same way, and you will get caught up
Literally.
in the moment when you pick up that habit. Like when I'm reading this Game of Thrones, my mom is like, come on, help
True.
me in the kitchen a little bit, you are free, right? I'm like, no, no, Lannisters are fighting Targaryens. No, I'm not free. I'm like caught up in the moment. So that is what I want to tell you guys, the youth, that if you read, it can be very helpful. You can just imagine yourself living different personalities, and it can help you grow up mentally and emotionally.
Mm. I got these two messages. It's really amazing. First is the use of
Yeah.
social media, the power of social
Oh
media, and
no,
second thing is do not
I
ever
forgot
stop
one
reading
thing.
the
Just
books.
one thing, that
I love
the
this.
most important thing is that don't ever
Okay.
forget your family. Because even when the others are not recognizing you, family is the one group
Mm.
of people that make you feel like home, where even when you're 1,000 miles away from home. Because home is not the roof that you live in, home is the
True.
people that you live with. So just don't ever forget to give credit to them, and that is why I'm talking so much about
Yeah.
family like here, because as I am today, I'm just because of my mom, dad, and my brother, and all the relatives who encouraged me, praised me, and of course all the friends who supported me, and the teachers who like taught me to do all this. So praise them.
Amazing. True, true, true. Very true. There are
That's
people always behind that, that fuel that you
yeah.
get to do things. So amazing. Family is the one. So I got this three messages and it is going to be in the
Yeah.
caption today because that's the message that you have given to the youth. Okay, so the last part of the show is it is for my growth, it is for the show's growth. This is my first baby. The Legit Talks is my first baby. I don't know what other babies are going to come, when are they going to come, but this is what I am, loving right now. So I want to have a feedback from you so that I would make it better the way you want, or maybe what other people could see. I cannot see
Okay,
that.
so
So I
this
want a
show
feedback
is
from you for the show, The
absolutely
Legit
great,
Talks.
and in order for the show to be to be great, the host has to be friendly, and that you are nothing but friendly, and you are everything that I expected. And you, at first, I was so nervous because, of course, I'm used to taking interviews, not giving them, but you made me feel how I felt when I was giving interviews, when I
Yeah.
was taking interviews actually. So that is what freed my mind. And so that I know that you are going to make the show very, very better. And I like this. I recommended it to my friends and and said to my mom to spread the word to her relatives and everything. And well, I think that the show is very good,
Wow.
very excellent, very good. But one thing that I feel like you should do from the other sessions is that you should, the people who are watching, your viewers, at least, just take them in the part of your session so they can talk with the guest also. Because not about, because
Yeah.
there are many questions that people have.
Yeah.
Even when I was watching your sessions with the different people like Vinila and Pratik
Mm-hmm.
Dada, Vinila Didi, and I just thought, I just was so curious, and I was so happy when you invited me into the session. So I think all the viewers would be happy if you just took them into the
Yeah.
session for like 1 minute. That's one thing, but it is all brilliant. The show is absolutely amazing.
Okay. Thank you so much. I would keep that in my mind. The thing is, I get the fear that you talked about. So I don't know this person. I have no background this of this person. So I have a fear like, what if the
Yeah,
conversation turns into something, controversial or maybe something bad where, people have a lot to say. What if it is not
yeah,
related to the session? Because I have experienced it at my back of the years. So I understood like
yeah,
I need to have some boundaries because I allowed to some
yeah.
people before and they had nothing to talk about. They
So
were so,
you could
when I
improve
don't
in
know
that
them,
situation.
so I feel like
You could
it should be not
yeah,
there for a purpose. I go with the intuition, Siddhi. As I allowed you, I allowed other people also at the moment. I had this, combined conversations before, but I stopped that because
yeah.
the focus
That's
on that
fair
one
point.
person
That's
goes
fair.
away for a minute or two, or maybe for an hour or something. So my intuition was great when I saw your request. That's why I said, okay, I want her to be on this because your word was so wonderful.
Yeah,
The title name that you have given to the Instagram user ID, Siddhi's creativity. I felt like I want to know this person, and I accidentally and on intuition, I felt like the gut feeling is positively coming, so I need to just click that, and I did it, and I felt
yeah,
so good because it worked. So I'll keep
yeah.
that in my mind. If I
Of
feel
course,
like okay, this is
if
going to
it's
be a
related.
good person's and a
Yeah.
good person's talk within the company, I would definitely do it. Yeah, I'll definitely do it. Thank you so much for this recommendation. Plus, thank you so much for coming on our show and sharing about your life, sharing about your journey and all the moments and experiences. I'm going to have you again if there is a time when I want to club authors
Yeah,
together. I am
yeah. I'm
sure that you want
planning.
to have your
We
own
got
book. You want to write
ideas.
your own book, right? So,
Okay.
yes, so I want
Yeah,
to have you on board on this topic. Well, we'll have Vanilla also. Okay, so we'll have great conversation and we can learn about how authors do their things, and it is also going to help you plus me.
yeah.
Let's do
Of
that
course.
someday if it is
I
okay
feel
for
so
you.
free here that I would like hands down. Okay, I'm there.
Amazing.
Just state the date and I'm there.
Amazing. Thank you so much for taking this huge time for us, for this viewers today, for our show, for me, and being free about your journey and being true about your journey. That was really
Well, pleasure
awesome.
is
Thank you
all
so much for
mine.
being this amazing Siddhi
Well,
that you are
I'm
today.
keeping this
We just
memory for
love
the rest of my
you.
life because my mom says there will come one time when people will take your interviews, but this is the one person who took your interview at this time when nobody else even thought about it. So I will think of you as the person who
Yeah.
acknowledged me as the first, as a person who can be get interviewed, and that is why this is the first interview I have given on in my life. Not
Yeah.
taken. I have 5 6 interviews I have taken on my YouTube channel, but still I will remember you, of course, no doubt.
Thank you so much, Siddhi. I just love you that you are being such kind person and just be like that. The way you are, you have learned a lot in your life from your own life experiences. Be this wonderful person. Keep awareing people about the importance
Yeah,
of books and also how to have their own journeys better, how to do multitasking and how to do time management within it. I know you're doing everything so better, but the thing is, I want
yeah,
like you should be actually going to these shows and talking about yourself. It would be a great thing that you will do. Tell yourself as you are a motivational speaker out there, you're already a public speaker out there. They're going to just love you. They'll just love you having on their show. Keep doing this. Thumbs up. Congratulations on everything.
yeah.
Thank you so
I'm
much. I'm
grateful
so
too for you to
grateful, and the
have
show is
me.
grateful to
Well,
have you. See you
this has
soon.
been a great time. Oh my God, look at the time. Have used up the time limit.
Yes, it's going to be too soon. I literally felt that I am sitting in front of you and talking, just normal conversation. It wasn't an interview for me. It was like a good conversation, a healthy conversation with an amazing person. I must say that you look pretty, you have wonderful hair, you have amazing
Thank you.
confidence, you
And
have beautiful
I love
smile.
your
Keep
smile
that
too.
on.
Brightens up my day.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. See you if I am in Nagpur. I'll just give a message to you. We
Okay,
can meet
that's
up and
fine
have
by
a
me. You're
conversation
welcome.
then there.
I will show you my home's library. I have one library in my home. I will show you.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. I would
Okay.
love to see that.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Siddhi. It was really nice talking to you.
Thank you so much, guys, for always staying connected and watching our talk show, The Legend Talks. Do share your views on this particular video. And if you feel that this particular journey resonates to one of your friends, families, or relatives, or whoever you know, do not forget to share them this link. And for getting more and more such amazing videos and stories of amazing people like these, you need to hit the subscribe button. And also, to get notified, press the bell icon on every single new video that comes on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much, guys. See you next time. Let's know the end.